Okay, today we will see, some more examples like if we have more number of records,
Okay.
like 10, like 100, 200, 300, but you want to see only 10 records, 15 records, 20 records based on your input.
Yeah.
So how to control to display the number of records in the UI. So you have more number of records, but still you want to display only a limited number of records. Based on your input.
Yeah.
You got it right. So how to display a number of records based on our input, even though in database more number of records is, but still we don't want to display all the records at a time.
Yeah.
So that we will see this example. So okay, let me create a new project. So I created a project Angular 7,
Yeah.
and what I did, I pasted the default files. Okay, let me open index.html and my controller. Okay, so this is our controller, correct? So here, right, what I want to display, I want to display a person details, person name. Okay, let me write here persons. So I'm trying to send a multiple person name, correct?
Yeah.
So first field is name, and the second field is email. Sorry, email, not email. Sorry, DOB. Okay, date of birth,
Yeah.
and salary,
Yeah.
name, date of birth, salary, and after that name, email, salary, name. What else I can display? Just display here 02/03/1970 is a date of birth. Name, salary, date of birth, display email. ABC at the rate of gmail.com. So this is one person details. So like this, I want to display 10 people, some 5 or 10, whatever. Just I will copy and paste it. This is second person, third person, fourth, fifth, sixth. Okay, that's all. Maximum 6 employees.
Okay.
Okay, now let me change person name. I'm giving as a person 1. ABC1, person 2, person 3, person 4, person 5. Okay, this is fine. These numbers we are displaying and name, age. Okay, now we'll go back to our page. So here what I want to do, I want to display the data in a tabular format. Let me write a table. This is table T head. So here first what I want to do, I want to display name.
Yeah.
After that I want to display DOB and salary and email. After that what I want to do, let me display this one first, whether the UI is coming properly or not. Remove all those things, finish it. So header is coming properly, name, DOB, salary, email.
Yeah.
Now what I want to display, I want to display the data, tr. So I want to display more number of records. So ng hyphen repeat equal to person in persons, correct?
Yeah.
And so what are the data I want to display? First td. So I want to display person dot name,
Yeah.
DOB, email, salary. Person dot DOB, salary, correct? This data is proper, right?
Yeah.
Just to our understanding purpose, border equal to 1, border color equal to blue. Now you will see border, correct?
Yeah.
So now data is displaying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, some date of birth, some salary, some email, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So far, I think this example we have already means, all right.
Yeah.
Now what I want to do, so now it's displaying 7 records, correct? but I want to see only first three records based on the input. So I want to give some input. So I want to see the number of record. So let me write some simple text box. So how to control the number of records. So we have to write input is coming. So how to display that one? Forget. So basically we need to display a number which will increment. Input. So input type equal to number, you can paste this one. So input type equal to number, minimum 1, maximum 7. In our case, 7 records is there. So each time we can increment one number. So just go back. It's not coming back. Okay, 1 second. Okay, before that, I will tell you some more things. Let me load it. So right now, so the person name is displaying lowercase and uppercase, correct?
Right.
So what I want to do, I want to display all the person name in uppercase.
Mm.
Whether data is coming from database either lower or upper, but still I want to display all the person name in uppercase. So how to display that one? So we have a concept called filters. By using the filters, we can able to format the data while displaying.
Okay.
So there is a filter. So how to use the filter? Basically, we need to use pipe symbol, and what you want to do, you want to display the data in uppercase.
Okay.
So just go back and refresh it. So entire data is displaying in
Okay.
uppercase, correct?
Yeah.
So now I want to display, let me give the emails in uppercase, some of the emails. So some of the emails are coming in uppercase and lowercase, correct?
Yeah.
But I want to display all the emails in lowercase. So
Okay.
how to display it? And go back to your HTML and add lowercase.
Spelling, I think. Spelling.
Yes. If it is not found that filter, valid filter, then data itself it will not display. Now all the emails are displaying in lowercase, correct?
Right.
So these are the some of the filters to format the data, basically uppercase, lowercase, and all. See here, now the number is displaying like this, correct? 112. So if you want to beautify the number, so go to your salary, put here number, and go back. You will see some change, correct? Did you see the change, right? For number.
Yeah.
So it's displaying comma
Yeah.
12300. So if you add a filter, what will display? It will display the comma accordingly.
Right.
And filter, these we used to call as a filters, and by using this we can able to control the data formation at the UI level, whether from database or service side, whether data is coming in a different format, but still we can able to control it and we can able to display it
Yeah.
in a different way. Different way means however we want. So what I input type equal to number min max step. See, basically the problem is in that browser it was not working. The code is correct. That is a problem. The browser is problem. So we should not, for some of the things, Eclipse browser will not work properly. So better use always outside of the browser. So now I have a input field here. So if I'll give 3 here, right, what I want to do, I want to display only 3 records.
Yeah.
If I'll increment, I want to display some more records. If I'll increment it, keep on incrementing. So based on the input number, the record should display that many, correct? So that is my main intention. So now go back to our code. So now we have a input field here, correct? And we are displaying the number of records over here. So now go back to see here. We are displaying the loop here. We are repeating the loop in this place, correct?
Yeah.
Now what you will do, so there is a filter called limit to colon record count. So basically how many records you want to display. Limit. You are trying to limit, providing a limit to display the number of records, correct?
Yeah.
Now go back to your input page and just refresh it. So 1, correct?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7. Maximum 7.
Yeah.
And you want to see only 6? Correct? This way we can able to control it, right?
Yeah.
Whether you can provide drop down or whatever, that is up to you.
Yeah.
You can provide drop down or you can provide hyperlink or whatever. So based on that, you can able to control the display of records based on your input.
Yeah.
And if you see here, right, first time when we are loading the page, so here number is not displaying and it's displaying all the records, correct?
Right.
But I don't want to display all the records first time. Also, I want to display some default records. By default, I want to display only 4 records.
Okay.
So how to control that one? When we are first time when we are loading the page, see right now when we are first time we are loading the page, it's not displaying anything here and it's displaying all the records. So how to control that one? So what we have to do? So far, right, the default value for this record, we are not providing any value, correct?
Yeah.
So what we have to do? Copy this value number and go back to your model. So we have a scope, display 3. So the default value I'm giving as a 3.
Right.
Now go back to your page. When I'm loading the first time, how many records is displaying?
3.
3. Now, if you want, you can increment it.
Okay.
So this way we can able to control the number of records. So minimum 0, 1. So this is also how many records should be incremented. If you want to increment every time 2 records at a time instead of 1, you want to increment to 2, what we have to give here? Step we have to give as 2.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Now go back to your input page. Just refresh it. So default 3, every time 2 more records. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Decrement 2, 5, 3, 2. So like that we can able to display the number of records based on our input.
Yeah.
This example is clear, right?
Yeah.
So these are the some of the normal filters, like how we are displaying the data and how we are controlling it and all. Okay, there is another filter. Let me add it. Number colon 0.00, I think. Let me refresh it. Yes. Now we can able to see, right? Decimal points we can able to control.
Right.
So how many decimal points you want to display? You want to display only 2 decimal points maximum. See, for all the numbers, it's adding 2 decimal points.
Yeah.
If you want to display 3 decimal points, go here. Where is your, give as a 3. If
Okay.
decimal value is there, it will display 3. If it is not there, so it will display only. See, only for this salary you have 3 decimals. For rest of the things we don't have any decimal, so it's displaying 000.
Right.
So that way we could able to control the decimal points also.
Yeah.
So this one is clear, right?
Yeah.
And there is another filter for a date of birth is there. For date of birth, now we are receiving. So colon. So how we want to display the date of birth? dd slash mm slash yy. So if you want to display a date of birth in a particular format, so it's failing, correct? So while giving the input itself, we need to format it. Shit. So sorry, we have not added any filter itself. So here we need to add date colon and go back to your page. So it's displaying in that format. And if you want to display in a different format like MON, go back. Did you see any change? You didn't see, right?
No.
So basically there are some input we need to format it. So what is that? Yes, we had to give input like this. We should not hard code as it is. We have to use input date as a date object. Say for instance, take this one. So you are giving January 1090 something. Correct? This is one of the date. So let me replace all dates. Then you can able to control the dates however you want.
Yeah.
We should not give as a string. We have to give as a date object.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. So even though you're getting from the service like this, but you can add due date, then at the UI side you can able to display the date in a different format like however you want.
Okay.
So now go back to your UI. See now it's but so here we need to follow some of the rules. What is the rules, So JSON, not JSON. We add. So these are the so data, right? So while displaying the data, so so this JSON will follow some of the standards. Okay, some of the standards of the date format. So we need to follow only that particular date formats. So then only see now it's not displaying data date properly, correct?
Yeah.
Why? Because so JSON having its own date formats, so we have to use only that particular format. So YY should be in lowercase. Now go back. So now it's displaying properly, right?
Yeah.
So now what you will do? So let me add. I want to display month like this. Let me add whether it will work or not. Still, it is not working. Why? Because So this is one of the standard date format, DDMM/YY.
Yeah.
Okay, there are some other date formats. Let me copy into Notepad. And let's suppose if you want to display only MON month, it should display like this. It's not displaying. Okay, this day, some other date formats I will give it to you later, but this is one of the standard format. But you
Yeah.
can able to display in a different way. There is some other different formats also is there, so that I will give the list of date formats. But we have to give the valid formats. So if you give invalid formats, which is not exist, which is not a standard, then the date will be displayed in a different format.
Yeah.
So, so like that, whatever formats is available, we have to use that formats and that particular filters. See, these are the filters. Limit to is one filter, uppercase and date and number and lowercase. These are we used to called as a filters. So whenever we are applying any filter for any particular column, we have to use pipe symbol.
Yeah.
So we have to use this pipe symbol and what is that? Filter name and colon corresponding value, if at all if you want to do any format.
Okay.
And there is another filter, I think, currency, I guess. Let me go back. No. So let me remove this number, currency. Yes, did you see there any change?
Yeah.
Or salary?
Salary. Yeah.
You
Salary.
can able to see dollar symbol. Correct? You can able to see the dollar symbol, right?
Yeah.
So this is filter is called as a currency.
Right.
So if you add a filter called currency like this, it will display default currency as a dollar. If you don't like it, I think it should work some pound. There are some valid other currency it will take as a input and it will add it. Did you see there?
Yeah.
If you don't like dollar, if you want to display the pound, so you can able to add it. Whatever symbol you will give, it will add. If you are not providing any input, what it will display by default, it will display the dollar. So I'm saying currency, but I'm not giving any input symbol. So in that case, it will display dollar. So
Yeah.
this is another filter called as a currency. So this is clear, right?
Yeah.
So how to use the filter? What are the some of the valid filters? But always you have to give a valid filter, which is existing filter. If you give some junk name, what will happen? That column itself, it will not display the data. Entire data, it will not display. It will fail the rendering part itself. Okay, if it is not displaying any data means you have to check the filter names or column names. Give the valid currency and refresh it. It will display the data.
Yeah.
This is clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So as part of next class, what we will see, so far what we are doing, we were retrieving the records from the controller as a hard-coded data, correct?
Yeah.
So as part of the next example, what we will see, we will retrieve the data from the web services.
Okay.
We don't want to hard code the data, so we want to retrieve the data from the web services and we want to display it.
Yeah.
So that we will
So,
see as a next example.
so next you will start web service.
Web service, no, I will start later. But
Okay.
web service, some existing web service I will call directly and I will display the data. How to develop the web service, that we will see later.
Okay.
Okay, so how to
Okay.
call web, yeah.
So okay, so that means that web service is different.
Yes, web service development I will not explain, but how to call the web service I will explain.
Okay.
How to display the data by calling the web service. Development we will see it later.
Okay.
Okay.
So did you talk with the Akram?
Yeah, Kramal, I I had one class also.